All systems go. Clear for liftoff.
What is going on, SHIPIT Nation YouTube station? Apologize. Another instance of me being on mute here like a donkey on Monday. Recorded the whole show on mute. He has started the show on mute. Not the greatest start here to kick off this massive 15-game slate here on DraftKings and FanDuel. If you guys are new, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you're not a member yet, well, good news. Black Friday is here. BF50 is the code, 50% off your first month. All access. You get the rest of the football season for $99. If you want to add the optimizer as well, $129 takes you through the rest of the NFL season, including all the playoffs and Super Bowl Sunday there. No code required for those price points. If you want access to all the sports, use that code BF50, gets you 50% off any package that you do choose to sign up for. But happy Thanksgiving to everyone out there. Looking forward to this massive slate here tonight in the NHL streets. I'm going to go ahead and share the screen, throw the stone up on the screen here, use it to break down this massive slate here. The slate plan is already live for SHIPIT Nation subscribers over on the website. So head over there if you are a member, check out the kind of slate plan. Anytime you have a massive slate like this, it's it's tough to kind of pick and choose where you want to go because there's so many good spots. I'm going to do my best to limit it to only listing and talking about the main spots that I'm kind of interested in here from a DFS perspective here tonight. But we start here with this first game. And, I mean, you could play some wild here against the Sabres, but realistically, this is a game that I'm not too interested in here. Looking at the numbers, the expected goal numbers for both these squads are pretty good here. Just looking at it, looking at the Wild here, expected goals number second best in the league on the road this season. Same thing for Buffalo, top 10 in the league in expected goals against numbers over the course of the season at home. So from this game, really not a ton of interest. I mean, Eriksson Ek at $6K, still fair price point. Compare him up with Kaprizov and Boldy. If I would go to anyone, it'd be the second line here for the Wild with Marco Rossi, Ryan Hartman, and Marcus Johansson. Johansson at 2.8K, really solid value play here. He's getting power play time as well. I like that quite a bit. And then you can add in Jared Spurgeon there. You get a full second line stack there. Hartman's obviously up on that top power play, but then you get three guys as well on that second power play there. So like that, a decent amount. Philip Gustav here in that at 8K. Don't think he's the craziest option by any means. You can definitely play them. On the Sabres side, not getting to any Sabres here on this massive slate. Minnesota is a good enough hockey team. Gus Bus is a great goalie, and Minnesota plays really good defense, especially in their depth lines there. Next game on the slate here, the Devils and the Blues. Another game that I'm not much interested in here. I expect the Devils to pick up some ownership here as they are minus 240 favorites here on the slate and implied to score over 4 goals. I think there's some negative goal regression coming their way and positive goal regression coming for the Blues in terms of defense-wise. They've allowed almost 3.5 goals per game on average this season on the road. So you could say, oh, this is a great spot for the Devils, which obviously Vegas is kind of looking at as well here. But the expected goal numbers, they're 7th best on the road this season. So I think they have some positive goal regression coming their way, and they can limit some of that. If I were to go to any spot in this game, it would be the Devils' top power play here. Nico Hischier coming off a massive game. Jack Hughes' price point is coming down. So I like both of those guys. Jesper Bratt, Dawson Mercer, and Dougie Hamilton. Kind of the top power play guys would be the guys that I would look at. But, again, not a spot that I'm looking to get to here in this game for me, myself. Next, I will say one guy on the Blues here, Parayko at 4.7K. He's got a ton of upside, always at that price point there, so I don't hate him. But outside of that, really not a spot I'm looking to stack here on the slate. That brings me to the next game on the slate here, and this is probably my favorite stack of the night here. It's Carolina. Carolina looks like a wagon, and the Rangers are kind of slipping a little bit this season. Right now at this point of the season here, Carolina just looks absolutely incredible. Rangers, like I said, have been slipping a little bit as well here. So I really like the spot for Carolina here. The numbers look really good for them. Last year, they kind of got smoked against the Rangers all 3 times that they played them. I think that changes here this season. Just looking at the numbers, I mean, I just think Carolina coming off a big win against Dallas last game at home where they scored 6 goals, kind of bouncing back after they got kind of punched in the mouth a little bit against Columbus. I like the spot quite a bit here for Carolina. The expected goal numbers look really good. Shesterkin can always be a deadly option in that, but the Rangers have lost 3 straight here. Carolina just looks like an absolute wagon. I mean, they're super deep. They got guys of all lines that can score, right? Even the 4th line with Kakanemi, Jackson Blake, the rookie there, a stud, and Robinson. I mean, from lines 1 through 4, they can score. So I like the Hurricanes quite a bit. Looking at the numbers, the Rangers actually are the 2nd worst team on the road this year in expected goals against. Carolina is the 3rd best home scoring expected goals team as well in the league. So this is a really, really good expected goals spot. Not seeing any ownership go to these Hurricanes. So give me Sebastian Aho, give me Natchez, give me Svechnikov, give me Seth Jarvis, Roslovic, even the depth guys, the guys like Jordan Stahl, who I like to play at home. That 3rd line there, Stahl, Martinook, Carrier. Don't mind those guys. Ghost Vasir up on that top power play still at 4K. He's a great option. Brent Burns has got a solid price point. So love these Canes here tonight. They're my top stack of the night, and I just don't think they're going to get any ownership. On the Rangers side, not getting to any Rangers here tonight. I expect the Canes to win this game. I like the Canes quite a bit. I will say if Spencer Martin does start, that hurts the defense a little bit for Hurricanes. Martin's not a great goalie by any means, and the Rangers can definitely turn it around here. Losing 3 straight, they're going to want to come in and play Carolina pretty tough. So could make a case for them, but I definitely like the Hurricane side here in tournaments quite a bit. Next game on the slate, this is a game that I don't have much interest in. Again here, the Flames and the Red Wings. 6 total in this game. Vegas basically has it to pick them. If I were to go to any side, it'd be the Flames side. I like the Kadri line if I'm going to them. So Kadri, Kuzmenko, Pospisil, that's a solid line. But I will say the 3rd line has been playing insane right now with Backlund. Sharon Govich has been incredible at 4K. He's one of the best value wings on the slate. He plays almost 19 minutes a game on average there. He's a great option with Coronado. You get a 2-man stack there with Sharon Govich, Coronado. Both correlate together on that top power play. I like quite a bit. You can add in a guy like Mackenzie Weegar at 6,500 who kind of does it all from the defense position. So don't hate that. But overall, not a game I'm looking to target in terms of DFS. 15 games, can't play them all. That's another one that I'm really not too interested in. Next game on the slate here, the Caps and the Lightning. This is another game. Don't love a ton here. Lightning, really good. Caps have been definitely probably the most surprising team in the league this year overall through this point of the season here. 14-7 to start the year, and they're winning games as of late without Ovi, which is definitely encouraging if you're a Caps fan. People are kind of under on the Caps coming into the year, myself included. And that's not the case. They just went into Florida last game, beat them 4-1. Caps play tough, and this is a spot where I get it. The total is 6.5 here. This game could pop. Caps have been the best road scoring team in the league this year. Their expected goals number is down kind of bottom half of the league, so you could see some negative goal regression come their way here overall. Vaz is a good goalie in net, so this is a spot that really not looking to target. If I went to anyone, it'd be the Caps power play guys with Dylan Strome, Wilson, Connor McMichael, Carlson, and Chychrun. You could play McMichael anytime, especially in this spot here on the road with that second line. So I like him as a one-off, or pair him with a Carlson or a Chychrun. I prefer Chychrun. So a little Chychrun, Connor McMichael of mini stack. I don't hate here tonight, but from a DFS standpoint, not going back to Tampa 1 here tonight against the Caps here. Logan Thompson at 7,200. If he starts, I think that's a solid option. Same thing on the other side. Vasilevsky at 8.2K as a spend-up option. Both goalies are definitely in play here for me tonight. Next team on the slate here, Toronto and the Florida Stanley Cup champs, reigning Stanley Cup champs here. I like Toronto in this spot. If I'd go to anyone, it'd be Toronto here. Bob has just not been super good. He is confirmed here tonight. So some of these Maple Leafs, I think, are in a good spot here. Nylander, Marner, Bobby McMahon, Tavares, those kind of guys. Morgan Riley's got a good matchup at 5,600, solid price point there, so don't hate him. But still not one of my top stacks of the night on either side of this game. If I were to pick a side, it'd definitely be Toronto here. Florida, not really going to target Toronto here. They're pretty good defensively overall, and I can see this game kind of being slower paced and kind of play under the total a little bit. If I were to go to side, like I said, I would definitely go to the Leafs spot for sure. Next game on the slate here, we have the Bruins on a back-to-back with travel heading into New York to face the Islanders here. You could definitely make a bump up for some Islanders with the Bruins. One of a few teams, right, that played last night. Obviously, only 2 games on the docket last night, Bruins being one of them. Played at home. Now they head to New York to face the Islanders with some travel there. Islanders are super cheap here. You can definitely make a case to play them. I expect them to get a decent amount of ownership just due to their price points. Bo Horvat at 5,300 is kind of ridiculous. You got cheap line stack mates with Anders Lee and JGP there with Gabriel Pajot. That stack is still firmly in play here tonight. Bruins, Swayman started last night. He should be out of there here tonight. So could be a spot with some tired legs to target some Islanders as fillers. At these price points, I don't hate that, but still not a spot that I'm going to start my build with an Islander stack by any means. If they hit my teams and fill out as kind of a secondary stack, I wouldn't hate it. Really no interest in the Boston side on a back-to-back here with travel. I will say Pasta got robbed a couple times last night, had a couple bunnies that he should have potted in the back of the net and just didn't. You can always play him, but at 8,800 on the road here on a back-to-back, just don't love it, to be honest. Marchand, I think, would be my preferred option at 4,800. You get 4K savings there. You pair him up with a guy like Elias Lindholm. Don't hate that little 2-man there. But Islanders line 1 looks pretty intriguing here for me tonight with the Bruins on a back-to-back at their price points, but do expect some ownership to go their way for sure. Next game on the slate here, we have Vancouver and the Pens. Jari has been absolutely horrendous. If Jari starts, slam some of these Vancouver guys like Pettersson, who has been playing great right now. He's 6,200, got a very nice price point on him. You pair him up with Kiefer Sherwood and Jake DeBrusk, 2 cheap line mates there at 3,900, 3,200. Like that line stack a ton. Even like line 2 here with Pius Suter, who's been playing great this season. You can pair him up with Connor Garland. Probably would cut it off there. I wouldn't really probably add Joshua at stone minimum. You can add him, but I would probably just cut it off at Garland and Pius Suter there and add in like a Phil Hronek or Quinn Hughes, something like that. Vancouver is on a back-to-back as well here tonight, but Jari's just been horrendous. Pittsburgh just sucks, in my opinion. So could be a spot you see Vancouver kind of pop here tonight. They played they played Boston pretty tough last night, so I don't mind some Vancouver here tonight if Jari is confirmed. Just because Jari's been horrendous this year. So no interest in the Penn side. Give me the Vancouver side here. Really like Pettersson's price point. Expect a lot of ownership to go to these Vancouver guys though. So be cognizant of that. They're projected to be kind of in that 15 to 20% range. Obviously because everyone knows how shitty Jari's been this year, and Vancouver's got really cheap price points. Allows you to kind of do whatever you want with the rest of your roster there. So definitely like the Vancouver side for sure. Next game on the slate here, it's one of my favorite teams, Columbus. Absolutely love the spot here for Columbus at home. Montreal is also on a back-to-back here. Premio is going to be in that. He's been horrendous. Columbus is a smash here for me tonight. They're showing lower ownership as well than what I kind of anticipated, so I like them even more. Give me Monahan. Fantilli's a good option, but I really like Monahan, Marchenko, and Vornikov here. Love that three-man stack. They fully correlate together on that top power play. You can add in a Werensinski here, who's been one of the best D-men in the league all season long, up there in the realm of Cale Makar range. Love that four-man stack. Absolutely love them all. Kent Johnson being back helps the second line tremendously with Fantilli and LeBlanc. I even like the third line with Chinikov down there on that third line. Probably prefer him more as like a one-off or a power play two stack. Don't really like his line mates a ton. Justin Danforth, even down on that third, fourth line at 3,500 is definitely a good value as well. So Columbus is a smash here for me tonight. Not seeing a ton of ownership go their way. People just don't like to play them. Whereas Lincoln's is going to be in net. I think he's a decent spend-up goalie option here as well. On the Montreal side, I will say if it stays true with Matheson being out here again tonight like he was last night, Lane Hudson slots up to that top power play. He'd be an excellent value play at 3,500. Caden Gould as well at 4.1K. He's going to play a ton of minutes with Savard. So any of these three defenders here for Montreal, just due to the minutes they're going to be thrusted into with Matheson being off the ice, make a ton of sense here. But yeah, I love Columbus here. Probably one of my favorite stacks of the evening here. I think it's a smash spot for them. Next game on the slate here, we have the Preds at home facing the Flyers. Preds massive favorites in this game. I like the Preds a decent amount here. If I'm going to the Preds, my favorite line is actually going to be line 3 with Tommy Novak and Jonathan Marchessault. Love those two a ton here. Really like Marchessault at 4.5K. He's getting the minutes. He's finally starting to play better. He's up on that top power play. So adding him to your O'Reilly, your Forsberg, leaving off a guy like Stamkos and going to a Marchessault, I don't think it's the craziest play. Or using up all three wing spots and play Forsberg, Marchessault, Stamkos, throwing a O'Reilly, make a four-man power play stack there. You get some cross-ice correlation. Don't hate that against the Flyers and their goalie over there. On the Flyer side, anytime Flyers are on the slate and in these games, you can see them get up and down the ice because, Sean Couture is playing great right now. Konechny is always one of the best options in kind of that upper mid-tier at 7, around the 7K range, just because the minutes he plays, he's on the penalty kill, he's on the power play, kind of does it all. Definitely a heavy favorite anytime he's on the ice to get that 5+ shot and goal bonus, especially in the spot here with against Nashville here. But yeah, definitely like the Preds more in terms of a stack. But don't sleep on any of these Flyers. I mean, Michkov still super cheap at 3.8K. Really like him. You can pair him with Tippett as a two-man stack there, both second line, which I typically like to play a little bit more on the road. And then a guy like Travis Sanheim, who just does it all from a defense perspective, gets slept on. His price has come down, and he just continues to score over 20 DraftKings points. His price dropped like $300 from Monday, and he scored over 20. Got the block bonus and the shot and goal bonus at 5.9K. So pair him up with Michkov and Tippett and call it a day. So I like those three guys quite a bit on the Flyer side. And then the big dogs firmly in play on the Preds, but my favorite overall play from the Preds is Marchessault there at 4.5K. Next game on the slate here, we have Dallas and Chicago. Dallas heading into Chicago, -250 favorites here. I'm going to kind of take an underweight approach here. I'm surprised I'm not seeing a decent amount of ownership go to these Stars. I think Mrazek's a pretty interesting option in tournaments here tonight. In that, if I were to play the Stars, it would be the second line, Duchene, Seguin, and Marchment. That second Dallas line 2 line stack here, it would be the line I'd play here tonight. But overall, I just think this game plays under. I don't think the Stars hit their team total of 4.5. I think I could see like a 2 to 3 goal max here from Dallas, which is scary to say. Chicago just plays pretty good on home ice. The numbers say that. I'm a numbers guy. I follow the numbers here quite a bit. Mrazek at 6.9K has been really, really good, especially at home. So I like him a decent amount in tournaments. He's probably my favorite guy from this game in tournaments here at 6.9K. Nobody's going to really play him. I mean, this dude's going to be sub 5% owned and could absolutely own the slate here at 6.9 with the volume he should see here. Next game on the slate, Vegas and the Avs here. I like the spot a ton here for the Avs. One of my favorite stacks of the night. Vegas on the road, super leaky in all aspects. The penalty kill is at 70%, facing one of the best power plays in the road or on home ice over the course of the season in the Avs here. So for me, give me the top power play guys: Middlestat, McKinnon, Rantanen, Lankinen. Cale Makar is expensive. I typically don't play him a ton, but this is a great spot for him. If you can get up to him, you can definitely use him as kind of a wing and play him in the utility spot and then punt your other two defender spots. I think that's an interesting way to play him. If I were to play Makar, or if I do play Makar, that's going to be the way I play him, is use two punt value defenders and put him in the utility spot. Give yourself a chance there and just play him, like I said, is like a wing. But love the Avs here tonight. I think they get on Vegas here and put up a few. I mean, looking at the numbers here, Vegas on the road, expected goal numbers are north of 3. They allow over 31 shots per game, kill off just 70% of penalties. They do limit power play opportunities, though, so that does go their way there, but they still give up a ton of high danger chances, and the Avs take a lot of high danger chances as well. So all things point to the Avs here. The only thing going to hold the Avs away from scoring here would be Adin Hill. If he stands on his head, he can definitely do it. I will say Georgiev has been absolutely horrendous in nets. Goalies in general for the Avs have been horrible, so you could see this game pop. Nicholas Roy, good option. Tomas Hertl, good option there. Theodore, always a good option. McNabb, solid price point there as well. It'd be definitely line 2 for me on the Vegas side because, like I said, I think this game could be like a 7-6 type game or a 6-5 type game just because Georgiev's been horrendous and the Avs are definitely in a good spot here on home ice. So you could see this game kind of shoot off a little bit. So I like that approach in tournaments here tonight. Next game on the slate here, the Jets and the Kings here. 5.5 total in this one. This is a game I'm under on. Goalies pretty much for me. Hellebuck, I think is a great option here, but really not a spot I'm looking to target in terms of stacks or fantasy purposes. 15 games on the slate, can't play them all. This is one that you definitely can make a case for. Obviously, some of these, the Jets are one of the best teams in hockey this year. Kings have fair price points and they're at home. But again, they're tough at home. They play tough. Jets play tough as well. Control your offensive zone. So give me Hellebuck or pass for me in that game. Couple games left on the slate here. 2 games in particular here. The Ducks and the Kraken. We just saw this game 2 nights ago or Monday night, and the Ducks won 3-2, I believe, or it was a 3-2 type game. My blanking on who won, but I think the Ducks did win. Going back to line 2 here for Anaheim, I don't think is the craziest play. They did me well on Monday. If Strome would have did anything more, he would have won me a couple more seats in some of the qualifier stuff and some of the satellites, which was a little hurtful there. But going back to the well on Anaheim 2 here, I think is definitely a good option with Strome, Vetrano, Troy Terry. Vetrano and Terry are playing great right now. I like those two quite a bit here. Adding a Strome. So line 2 here for me in Anaheim. And then the Kraken, same thing kind of stands true. I will say both these goalies are really good in Decord and Dostal. So we could see kind of what we saw 2 nights ago, right, where it was a 3-2 type game played under the total. Total is a 5.5 point game in this, and that's definitely on the backs of both these goalies here with Dostal and Decord, who have been 2 of the best all season long. As you can see, Decord 2.2 goals against average. Dostal 2.7 goals against average. Both have been really good, but I do think you can still play some mini stacks here at these price points on both sides. Definitely prefer line 2 for the Ducks here, but the Kraken, Bjorkstrand, Golovinen, I think both of those 2 guys make some sense. Chandler Stevenson always makes some sense at his price point, 3,100. Like him, you can pair him up with McCann, who's been really good. Burakovsky has a really nice price point at 2.8K. Basically, stone minimums there. Riker Evans at 4.2K, good option for sure. But yeah, I mean, think you can grab some plays here. I'm not going to probably probably not even a 3-man stack. If I did do a 3-man stack, it would be definitely on Anaheim with Strome for Toronto and Troy Terry. But on the Kraken side, their goal scoring is just so spread out that I typically like to keep them to 2-man filler stacks, just because they're kind of like the Carolina, but worse, where their scoring can come from anyone, right? So don't love that a ton. The last game on the slate here, Ottawa and the Sharks. Expect some decent ownership and this Ottawa squad to be pretty chalky here tonight. I actually like both sides of this game. I think this game shoots out here. I think it goes over the total because Ottawa's not good defensively either. And obviously we know what the Sharks are. Sharks are one of the worst teams, if not the worst team in the league. You could see this game pop for a lot of goals. I like both sides of the game here for sure. Sharks side going to be lower owned, so I give a slight lean to the Sharks in tournaments. But obviously Ottawa, I mean, are one of the best stacks for everybody, hence the ownership, hence the total, hence the Vegas odds. If I went to them, it'd be probably Josh Norris, Batherson, and Giroux would be my preferred options with 5,300, 3,800, 4,200, good price points and lower ownership on those guys than the Timmy Stews, the Brady's of the world. Chabot at 5.6K, great option to add to that line 2 stack. So for me, it's Ottawa line 2 as my preferred option, then line 1. On the Shark side, line 1 for me, Celebrini, like him a ton. You can pair him up with Eklund and Zetterlund. Really like that 3-man stack there. If you want to get contrarian, just go to the power play. I don't hate that either with Celebrini, Toffoli, Gaudreau, Will the Thrill, right? Will Smith at stone minimum. He's got a really nice price point there. Really, really good option for value there. We can add in Timothy Liljegren or Jake Wallman from the defense. Both got fair price points there. But yeah, I like this last game a ton. Prefer the Sharks more in tournaments. Just I don't think people go to them. Everyone's going to go to the Ottawa side. And Ottawa's been horrible defensively as well. Allmark's been terrible. So I think it's a pretty good spot here for the Sharks as a late night hammer contrarian option for sure. That's all 15 games. It was a lot. Again, my slate plan is live for SHIPIT Nation subscribers. Apologize for the mute to start the video here. Maybe that's good mojo. Maybe we're going to ship everything here tonight leading in to Thanksgiving. But hopefully everybody stays safe out there on a nice little blackout Wednesday. Don't be partaking in too many adult beverages out there. And hopefully everyone has an amazing Thanksgiving tomorrow. Good luck tonight in those contests. Hope to see those SHIPIT Nation logos at the top for myself, Nadesify. Let's ship it.